Hey guys, this is Neos. So, Season 3 is just around the corner, and I decided to make a wish list for Season 3 Lidia. I decided to use some Moveset Extractor and change some of the things of Lidia. I want to talk about the overall look I had with Season 2 Lidia, and I'm going to show you what I want changed in Season 3 Lidia. If you want to have a sneak peek, here's everything we're going to talk about. Here's a spreadsheet of all the things we're going to talk about. So if you want to pause and read them, get a quick spoiler, there was your chance. Now, I wanted to talk about this when I reached DOD 1, but I don't think I have that much time. I'm currently recording on the 29th of January, and like the Season 3 thingies is on February, so I don't think I have that much time. I couldn't push the GOD 1 and make this video, but yeah, I'll try my best to explain everything as a GOD Lidia and hopefully GOD 1 Lidia soon. But so let me first go over and say my overall look on Season 2 Lidia. Like how is the Season 2 Lidia? Like what is Season 2 Lidia? Going from Season 1 and Season 2, I think, I'll be honest, I think the devs just didn't know what to do with Lidia, and they just gave her everything in the entire game. They had no idea how to make Lidia a good character, and like they saw nobody played Lidia in ranked, they saw nobody played Lidia in tournaments, and they was like, what do we do? How do we fix Lidia? And then they just gave her literally everything. Like they gave her a chargeable move. They gave her old moves that go into stance. I don't know. They gave her they gave her gray removals from 3 different moves. That includes a throw, and it also includes a move that re-splats in the middle of a combo. They gave her a re-splat in the middle of a combo, and then gave that same move also gray health deletion. Like they have no idea how to make Lidia work, so they just gave literally everything to Lidia. They gave her a broken range 4 broken move that guarantees a heat engager. She has everything, and I kind of don't want that. It's kind of stupid, so I made some changes. Also, she does ridiculous amounts of damage. Like once she has level 3, like once she has 3 installs, every combo is like 100 minimum. The simplest combos. Like if I wanted a simple combo from a 12 frame wall splat, let's do this. This is gonna do 89 damage from a 12 frame wall splat. Like it's insane. She does so much damage, and then like they had no idea what to do with the character, and they just gave her everything. So that's why that's basically what I'm toning down. First of all, I'll talk about some of the damage nerfs. Oh, let me actually load the character from Moveset Extractor. So the first thing is Blossom Fury. Now, the original damage is on the screen right now. The original numbers are on the screen. I didn't change much. So the no blue spark went from 14 damage. The first hit went from 14 damage to 11 damage. Oh god. The second hit, or also the blue spark version of the first hit, went from 18 to 15. If you actually see on the bottom left, the damage, it still shows 18. I honestly couldn't change it to 15. I honestly don't know why. I couldn't make it work in Moveset Extractor, but in my notes I have it as 15. So imagine this does 15 damage, because like no blue does 11 and then blue does 18. That's a lot of damage difference. But anyways, the second hit goes from 17 to 14, and then the third hit, the no blue version, goes from 25 to 18, and the last hit, blue spark, goes from 30 to 24. Now, on a regular combo, like there's like a how much 7 damage and 8 damage difference, or 6 damage difference, but in combos it's not that much. I think this Hopkick combo used to do like 64, 65, so there's like a couple of damage difference. I honestly don't know if this is enough. Like I don't know if this should be the final number, because like couple of damage nerf isn't that much, and at the wall like her damage doesn't decrease that much. She's still gonna do good damage, but I honestly didn't know what the correct number should be. I don't want to put it so low that she does like no damage and there's no need to go for Blossom, and I also didn't want to make the change too little so it doesn't change anything. I don't know if this is the right amount, but this is just a concept that I want Blossom nerfed. All right, next up is going to be down 1+2. This move, I'll put the numbers, the non-nerfed version on the screen. This move does ridiculous amounts of damage, like, and the damage difference increases a lot. Like it goes from like it increases by 3 each time you get a stack, and by act 3 or by install 3, this move does 33 damage. So I'll do opponent this, and then she's gonna wake up if we do this. That actually doesn't work. Oh, there you go. This is the nerfed version, but if without the nerfed version it would do 33 damage. I changed it to 26. Like some of the damage, like one stack does 27 damage without nerf, and that's already more than some stomps in the game. Like some stomps do like 16, 17, 20, some do 24, and here Lidia just does 30. The nerfed damages are 20, 22, 24, and 26. So I made the difference increase by 2 each stack, and I also nerfed the first damage from 24 to 20 just to tone it down, just to tone her Heaven Earth 1 combo, the Heaven Earth 1 into down 1+2. Like this thing does so much damage. You probably, if you're watching the streams or if you ever encountered one of these like clips, you heard me say every time I land a down 1+2 combo, I just scream, that does so much damage, and because it does. Reset. Oh my god! That damage! 126? Alright, it's gonna do 100 minimum. 113? Bruh. Oh my god. Oh, that's disgusting. You should have seen the look on my face. Oh god. Lidia. Bop, 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 bop. This is just sad. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. It does so much damage. It's ridiculous. That's why I want to nerf it. It does so much damage. 33 for a like +6 on hit if they're getting up move. It's a low and it's -13. It's really good. It's a ground stomp. Like you can break the wall with, or you can break the floor with it and stuff like that. It's really good. So I want to nerf the damage a little bit. All right. Next up, this isn't a huge change, but Birds and Beast. The last hit of this, like for some reason, the last hit of Birds and Beast just get a random damage increase. It's not it's not even symmetrical. Like it goes from 19, 21, 23, and then 25 or 29 randomly instead of it goes from like 23 to 25. It's not, you know, it doesn't increase 2 each time. For some reason, like a third hit gains a random hit increase. So I changed it. The no blue should do 25 damage. And the blue spark version should do 27 damage instead of 31. So small change. It's not gonna matter that much. It's just my personal satisfaction that it doesn't increase by 2 each time. It just gains a random hits. Like it just gains a random increase. It won't matter that much. Maybe like 1-2 damage difference. It's something. All right. Speaking of random damage spikes. Oh, I guess up forward 1+2 as well. This thing also gains a random spike. It goes from like 40, 42, 44, and then 50. I changed it to 46. Actually, it shows 50 still. It still does 50 damage. But again, just like the blue spark blossom, I couldn't get it to work in Moveset Extractor. So just imagine that it does 46 damage. Please, it's better for my sanity. Another small change that won't matter that much is going to be Heaven and Earth stuff, and I'll talk about this thing last, Heaven and Earth 1 last. I'll talk about 1+2 and Heaven and Earth 2, and I'll talk about Heaven and Earth 1 because I made some pretty interesting changes to Heaven and Earth 1. So first of all, 1+2, this used to do 35, 38, and 41. So it would increase 3 each time. I can't do math. It would increase 3 each time. I changed it to 34, 36, and then 38. So the third stack, 1+2, does the same amount of damage as the second stack, 1+2, for the non-nerfed version. Next up, Heaven Earth 2. The damage doesn't change in one stack. It's gonna do, so it does 1026, and then later on the second version or the second hit gets a damage increase. So it goes from 1026 to 1030 to 1034. So at max stack it's gonna do 44 damage. 1034. There you go. I changed it to 2630 and 2628 and 30. So it instead of increasing 4 each time, it increases 2 each time. So like she doesn't go Super Saiyan on stack 3. It's more balanced. Like she's not completely garbage on 0 stacks. Like 0, 1, 2 stacks garbage, 3 stacks Super Saiyan. I don't want that. I changed it so it increases the same amount each time, and like the damage doesn't go up that much. So it doesn't increase like 3 or 4 each time. It increases 2 each time. I made sure that, you know, 3 stacks, even though it's important, that it, like, why are we making her turn into Super Saiyan? All right, next up, Heaven and Earth 1. Now I made damage nerfs to Heaven and Earth 1 as well. It used to do 21, 23, 25, and now it does 20, 21, 22. So not so much nerfs to like 1 stack and 2 stack, but a 3 damage difference for the 3rd stack. And if we do this used to do 12 damage because of 25. It divides by half. It does 50% damage, so 12.5, and it rounds down to 12. This used to do 12 damage, and now it does 10 damage. Again, like, not that much difference. It doesn't do that much damage. There's not a huge amounts of damage difference, but the damages are mostly here for the concept. And I don't think these should be the final numbers. Like, I'm not saying it should be 22. I'm just giving an example out here. Now, a big change I did to Heaven and Earth 1 is this. This is surprising, right? This move doesn't launch anymore. Even on counter hit, it doesn't launch. Because, like, if I tell you, if you don't know what Heaven and Earth 1 does, this move is a normal hit launcher, power crush that realigns. Even though it's kind of linear, it realigns. So if we do like sidewalk right, for example, as you can see, not even side switched. Like this thing just realigns like crazy, and like it used to be a normal hit realigning, like normal hit launcher realigning power crush mid. That is -11 on block for some reason. Like it's so worth it. It's so worth to do when your opponent is ducking, like expecting the unblockable or trying to sidewalk the Heaven Earth 2. It's so worth it. If you get hit, you get a launcher, and if you get a launcher that basically reaches the wall, and then you would do like 80-90 damage plus the wall. There's a wall mix-up. The opponent has to guess the wall mix-up. It's just so much damage. And if the Heaven Earth 1 gets blocked, they get a 11 frame punish. What is this? How much damage does this thing do? 28 damage. It's like 90 plus wall splat versus 28. Like it's so good. It's so good. That move is so cost efficient. It's just amazing. It's super broken in my eyes. That's why I wanted to nerf it. Now, one thing I could have done is made this move more punishable on block. Like say make this move -13, 14, 15. I could have made this more punishable on block, but I didn't want it. I didn't want like huge risk reward, like, you know, unbalanced risk reward situations. Like if you get a hit, you get a launch into like 90 damage, and if you get blocked, they get a 90 damage into wall situation. Like I don't want that. You know, I want to play the game more. Preferably, I want to play the game more. You know, and if I do less damage, I can play the game more. That's why. Like, how much damage does this do? If we let Lidia get hit by it, this plus this, that's like nothing. 20, another 20, 40. Clean 41 damage situation. Even on 3 installs, it does 40 damage compared to like 90 plus wall splat situation. It's so good. Like you don't have to guess the wall Oki. You don't have to guess what Lydia's doing. The only thing you can guess is like after the down 1+2, what is she gonna do? That's it. And you don't get as much damage as Lidia. So you can play the game more. You can have more interactions with your opponent, right? You don't have to kill your opponent in 10 seconds with just 2 interactions. You can just, you know, get the Heaven Earth 1, get your free damage, and then move on to other situations. Like, are you gonna do the Heaven Earth 1 next time, or are you gonna do the 2, the 1+2, or like you can play more mind games. You can play the game more. Basically, just you can enjoy the game, play the game more with this change. That's why I wanted to do this. Also, this down 1+2 is guaranteed, by the way. I tried with different characters. I tried with Xiaoyu, and I tried with all the get up options. This down 1+2 is guaranteed, even out in the open. This thing's guaranteed, so there's no need to worry about that. You're getting your 40 damage. But yeah, that's basically the idea of Heaven Earth 1 change. I just want to play the game more. That's all, man. I mean, as a player, I would like to play it more. So yeah, that's the idea behind it. Also, moving on. So another thing I want to talk about is, you know how I said like they gave Lidia everything on season 2? That also included the gray health from forward foot 4-3 and the counter hit of down back 3, and also up forward 3, or up forward 1+2. If you have 3 stacks on either of these moves, you would get a situation where the move actually removes gray health. That's just stupid. I mean, not stupid. It's a cool mechanic, don't get me wrong, but I think Lidia is not the character for that. Lidia is more built around, you know, at least season 1 Lidia was heavily around chip damage with Heaven Earth 2, I would say. And I think she still is. Like especially with heat, like you can rush down with stances and you would get a lot of chip damage built up. You know, this is nothing compared to season 1, but you know, the main thing is just your opponent would block your stuff and then you would do your stance pressure. So just gray health removal in all of that situations, like all of that stance rush down, chip damage, out of like all of these situations, and then you also have a way to just get rid of that chip damage. It just doesn't sound right to me. It just sounds unfair. Because like if you're on 3-stack and you get a launcher, most of the time, unless you're playing in like infinite stages, most of the time you're gonna get to the wall. And when you're in wall, you're just gonna do like when you're in wall, you're just gonna do heat burst into 4-4-4-3. And whatever chip damage you have built up in that combo, it's just gonna be gone. And you're gonna get a free blossom after that, which, you know, just gets rid of the life even more. And the opponent just basically has no way of starting a counterplay. Like, she does way too much damage, and then on top of that, you get a Re-Splat that also gets rid of gray health. And like half of the opponent's health is gone, and then there's no way of comeback. Like you have half of your health just gone. You have to work with the other half of your health, which is just not fun in my opinion. So I wanted to remove gray healths. So whatever you do, it just doesn't work. Even if I'm at 3 stacks, hold on, let me get rid of this. Even if I'm at 3 stacks right now, as you can see, I don't get anything. Even from this or like this. So I removed everything. At first I thought of repositioning the gray health. Like maybe I should give it to something like Wolf 4. Like on 3 hit, it would get rid of it. And it's kind of risky. It's -14. And I was like, no, it doesn't sound right with Lidia. I mean, gray health removal is cool. It's a cool mechanic. Like Shaheen has it, Dragunov has it, and I think Nina has it too. I'm not sure. I think Nina has it too, but you know, Shaheen has it, Dragunov has it, and you know, some cool characters have it. But I don't think Lidia is the right character for that. You know, I don't think Lidia fits the right stereotype or like category to be to have a removal like this, to have such an opportunity like this. Because like she already does a lot of damage, and on her combos she gets a lot of chip damage built up, and most likely, like, preferably you would, as a player playing against Lidia, you would preferably have a way to counter her. So that's why I think it makes sense to just get rid of him. All right, speaking of 4-4-3, actually, I talked about it a lot. So as you can see, if I do this at the wall, this doesn't Re-Splat anymore. I also got rid of that. Now, again, this move is just ridiculous. Like 4-4-4-3 on season 2 is just some other kind of steroid. But that doesn't mean, like, if we get rid of this, like, if we look at season 1 4-4-4-3, it was still a good move. I would still believe 4-4-4-3 was a good move without the gray health removal or without the Re-Splat or whatever. I think it was a still good move. You know why? It's a perfect way to end a combo if you're just starting to play Lidia. Like, would you prefer do a whole combo and then like do this mess, do this like this disgusting arrow combination, or do you just want to do this? Like, go run up 4-4-4-3. This is so simple. If you don't know how to end the combo, Like this is true for high level Lidia as well. Like you're just doing a whole bunch of combo, and then you're at the stage of, oh, how do I end this combo? And you just do forward 4-4-3. Or if you're in a situation where, you know, let's say you're in a balcony break and you're about to hit a balcony break and you don't know how to end a combo, just in the middle of a combo, if you're in the middle of a combo, just do this, because this breaks the wall, this breaks the balcony. This is a great way to break the balcony. This is just a perfect move. You can do it after tailspin as well. You can just do this after tailspin. I think this is a perfect move for if you're either don't know what to do, or if you're just starting playing Lidia, and that basically means you don't know what to do a little bit, or if you're like in the middle of combo and you don't want to think too much, you just throw out a 4-4-4-3 and just let it rip. I think this is already a great move. It's a great ender. It's a very simple thing compared to Blossom or like Birds and Bees. You know, this is simple, and maybe even like one QCF Blossom is a little bit easier compared to this madness. Even something like this it's sometimes hard for players to do it, and that's totally normal. So if you just don't want to deal with it, if you're inconsistent, just chuck out a 4-4-4-3 and just let it rip. I think that's why it was already a good move. And like with season 2, they gave it a Re-Splat and now a gray health removal. It's just too much. I think 4-4-4-3 was good enough. It was already a good move to begin with. That's why if we get rid of all the season 2 junk we had, I think it's still a good move. I didn't add any damage to it. I didn't change anything on the frames or damage or whatever. I didn't change anything. I just removed the gray health. I just removed the Re-Splat, and yeah, that's it. I think this is already a great move. Or actually, I kept it. I forgot to say this. I kept this in. Oh god. I kept the Re-Splat in. This is still in the game, but I forgot to tell you. It is still here. The 1+2 Re-Splat is still here. I just removed it from 4-4-4-3. I think 1+2 is a little bit better to keep it, because there you go. In some situations, the 1+2 just misses. So you need the right angle, and you know you need the right conditions to do it. Also, you need to be on heat. I think so. Like, if I'm not stupid. Yeah, okay, I'm not stupid. God Lidia. You need to be on heat, and you also need the right conditions to do 1+2. So I kept it in, and I think it's a cool mechanic. It doesn't add that much damage, but it's fun to play around with, so I kept it in. All right, going to the next change. This is going to be about forward 3. There are some changes I did to forward 3. Okay, first of all, this string is just gone. Let me also show this thing. This nonsense is just gone. You know, you see me trying to input this. I just just removed it. Why? Why is this a thing? Why did we add another mid string to a mid-high string? Like, why did we have a mid-mid when the only extension is a mid-high? That's why I hate about Devil just down for the 1-2. Why did we need a mid-mid for that? It pisses me off. It still pisses me off. And forward 3-2 still pisses me off to this day. I hate it. So I just removed it. I think 4-3-4 is already a good move. Like, this move is already good. Oh, I did some changes to 4-3-4. That's why it looks a little bit funky. You got a little bit spoiled there. The 4-3-4 is already a good move. It's a good knowledge check. You know, if you don't know how to deal with this, then, you know, you should duck the second hit. It teaches you to duck the second hit, because if there's no mid-mid, then you learn to duck the second hit. That's also true for, I think it was Alisa's 3-2. the kick into chainsaw engager. I think they added a mid string as well. I hate that change as well. I think this teaches you to duck the second hit, so it's a matchup knowledge, and there's no reason to, you know, learn anything else. It's just a high. If you see forward 3, you duck. You fuzzy duck. And also, this 4-3-2 or 4-3-4 is a great counter hit confirm. You know, I've been slowly using it in my games in ranked match. I've been slowly using 4-3-4. I've been slowly trying to actually counter hit confirm this string, and if you can do it, it actually gives you a lot of good reward. You know, thinking of season 2 Lidia, actually let me load that in for you. If we think about season 2 Lidia, she goes into 4-3-4 and then goes into horse dance. So it would look something like this. Oh, actually, there you go. And you would get a free horse too. So if you can actually counter hit confirm this, it gives you an engager. Or if you're at the wall, you know, you would get a wall splat into a wall combo. This is already a great move. And, you know, it has clear counterplay. And if it's like kings down for 2-1, you know, it's a great move, and if you can counter it confirm it, it gives you a lot of reward. If you cannot counter it confirm it, the opponent can just duck launch you and then you just die. So that's the main idea of forward 3-4. And with this stupid forward 3-2, there's just no point to that. There's just no point in learning, because I'm going to guess if he's gonna do a mid or a high anyway. Of course, I can like look at my opponent and see what my opponent's doing, or if they're like low charting with the high, I can duck and launch it. But there's always a threat for the mid, and I don't like it. I don't want stuff like that. I want clear answers to my clear problems. Yeah, maybe not always, but in something like this, I don't want it. It's disgusting. It's stupid. I don't want this junk move in my already good move, in my already good 4-3-4. I don't want this disgusting thing. Something I don't understand is, like, you can't even charge it. Like, it's the same thing as this, a red poppy string, but you can charge this and you cannot charge the 4-3-2. So it's just an incomplete move in my opinion. It's just stupid. I don't like it. I hate it. It's disgusting. I want it removed. Please and thank you. All right. All right. I made a little bit, maybe I was a little bit angry right there. But speaking of forward 3, another change to forward 3-4. All right. Another thing, another rant session. And also, I have a question for you. So the name for 4-3-2. All right, let's go back to 4-3-2. The name for this move is jumping mid front kick into Helm splitter. This is jumping mid front kick, and this is Helm splitter. And let me load in season 2 Lidia. Now, let's look at Helm splitter. It is actually a move that she has. Helm splitter is her QCF4. What is QCF4? It's a high homing. It's a high homing. Let me repeat that. High homing. All right, high homing move. All right, if we go back to 4-3-2, which is, you know, jumping mid kick into Helm splitter. Let's see what happens if the opponent tries to sidewalk. What is this? You can even sidestep as well. Like, it's so linear. It's so linear. Okay, maybe it catches to the right. Maybe it tracks to the right. Yes, it tracks to the right. Even if you delay it, like, it tracks to the right. Yes. Why is it only sidestep right? Why does it only track right side? And it's Helm splitter. It's in the name. It's supposed to be a high homing. If I do Helm splitter right now, it tracks both ways because it's homing. If I do 4-3-4, it just misses. Why? Why is this a thing? And I think this was still in the game during season 1. Like, this was a thing from season 1, and it still pisses me off to this day from season 1. That's why I changed it. All right, let's go back to season 3, Lidia. I changed it. All right, there you go. It's loaded. There you go. It actually tracks both ways. It is actually a homing move because it's in the name, guys. It's Helm Splitter. It's supposed to be a homing move. Come on. It's true for the Blue Spark as well. She does oh, what do you, yeah, she does home both ways, with or without the Blue Spark. Perfect. Great. All right. Change something that pisses me off since season 1. Now, if you actually saw the Helm Splitter, it actually doesn't go into stance. If you saw with forward 3-4 as well, this actually doesn't go into stance. And if you've noticed this, that means you have gray ice. This is also a change done by me. Now, the season 2 Helm Splitter is just I don't know, it's really good, and it gives a free engager. Like, also another thing for, like, let's give Lidia everything. Like, Leroy has it, Jun has it. I don't know what other character has it. That's the 2 characters that come to my mind. Let's give Lidia range 4 heat engager. You know, you can literally do Helm Splitter, like QCF forward 4. It can reach from across the world. That was range 4. Like, this move can hit anything you want. It can basically punish everything. Any pushback move, it can punish it. Any, like, it can even punish Paul's forward 2-2 or like Claudio's forward 2-2. It can punish literally everything. If the opponent whiffs something, just chuck out a forward or QCF 4. Just chuck out a Helm Splitter from like range 4 and boom, you get a free heat engager. And if you actually have heat, this would give you a free launcher. Or if you're at the wall, this would give you a free wall splat. It's just really good. That's true for forward 3-4 as well. If you counter confirm this, 54 damage engager, that is really good. That is really good. Counter confirm, boom, boom, boom. 56 damage, and if you have heat, and if you can counter confirm this, oh god, do this, free launcher, which will most likely reach the wall because it's a heat dash combo and it does extra wall travel. It's just, it takes 5 bajillion years to actually do the combo, and she does a lot of wall travel. It reaches the wall, and you know, it's just wall combo, wall mix up. If you guess wrong, you get wall splatter and then you die no matter what. Alright, I went on a little bit yap streak a little bit there, but you see what I'm talking about. She can just does whatever she wants at the wall, and it's really good. If you do this, she gets a free launcher and it's at the wall, and she can just do whatever she wants. Even if it doesn't reach the wall, I mean, the fact that this is a counter confirmable combo or like range 4 combo or range 4 launcher, I think it's really good, and maybe too good. That's why I changed it back to season 1 Helm Splitter. Now, if you remember, Helm Splitter didn't used to go into stance, and it used to leave you at +10. And you would get a 1-2. That was actually in the Lidia trailer, like the first ever gameplay trailer. That was actually in the trailer as well. It would give you +10. You would get a 1-2 into a cap mix-up. It was okay. It didn't have the pushback as well. I changed it. During my season, like season 1 to season 2, I asked for Helm Splitter to be +11. So instead of a 1-2, you would get 2-2, which are basically the same thing, but you have more plus frames, so you don't easily get beaten by, say, Power Crush or other stuff. I did that, but instead I gave it +12, so you can actually get this. So, yes, you can still get a wall splat, and yes, you can still do this, and yes, she still does. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Yes, you can still do that, and yes, she's still gonna do a lot of damage with the 4-2-4 wall splat. But hey, if it's outside, boom boom, 50 damage, just flat 50. If it's like not on the wall, flat 50 damage, quarter of your health. And it's a knockdown mix-up instead of a heat engager that goes to Heaven and Earth mix-up. It just cuts down the BS, the stance BS, because like she goes into Heaven and Earth and then she does a mix-up like the mid or the high or whatever, or maybe she cancels it into something. And then like let's say she does the 2 and then there's another layer of mix-up. Is she gonna do like forward foot 2 here, or down back 3, or like running 1? What is she gonna do here? There's another layer of mix-up. There's a layer of mix-up here. There's another layer of mix-up here. And if she does like forward foot 2, or there's another layer of mix-up. Is she gonna do like wolf 1, wolf 3, or like horse 1, horse 3, Heaven and Earth, or like horse 2 again, like heat dash? There's just so much. It's just, and it can be exhausting. I get it. It can be exhausting. It is, even though, you know, there are some clear ways you can punish her stuff, it can get exhausting. I get it. So I just cut down the BS. She just gets a knockdown into a knockdown mix-up, or ground oki, or whatever the correct term for that is. And also with forward 2-4, it's just simple. You know, 50 damage. Same thing with same thing with the Heaven Earth 1 change. I just made it so you can play the game more. You know, less reward out of that. With the hate dash combo, it actually wastes a lot of time as well. It takes like 10 seconds a minimum maybe for a heat dash combo to end, and maybe it reaches the wall. And then like you get a huge reward, like a wall combo and stuff. It just adds up. You get a lot of damage as Lidia, and it might get frustrating as the person playing against her. So, and with this change, just like the Heaven Earth 1, you're just getting simple situations. The only problem is, again, the wall splat. It is pretty scary to get hit by this at the wall, because she can just do a lot of damage. I mean, just a simple combo like this does 70 damage, and this required no heat and like no stack, nothing. Just pure damage, and she does 77 damage. That is pretty scary, but outside of that, it's just a ground mix-up. I think it's cool. That's the same thing for forward 3-4 as well. The same thing I did for Helm Splitter is true for this. Let me also do this. Boop, boop. You would get a forward 2-4 here, and same with the blue spark. Plus 12, same thing. Doesn't go into stance anymore. It's kind of like Season 1 Helm Splitter, but it's plus 12 on hit instead of plus 10. Alright, that's great. So there is one more thing I want to talk about, and that is going to be some changes to frames on block. And I'm going to talk about the stance entry on hit. That is a pretty interesting topic, so I left it for last. But first, let me tell you some frame changes I did. First off is this. Oh wait, I didn't change it. No, I forgot. Hold on, give me 1 second. All right, there we go. I changed it. All right, first thing is Red Poppy. Again, this move is ridiculously good. This move is so strong. This move is a like super easy hit confirmable. This wasn't counter hit, by the way. This move is super easily hit confirmable, and like you have to like you can just play this like crazy to get a counter hit as counter hit confirm as well. This move is like easily hit confirmable. Also, counter hit launcher on second hit. Counter hit on second hit move, that is only minus 12, and normally it's minus 12, but I changed it to it's minus 4 and it's equal to minus 12 if you're curious. So it's minus 5. I changed it to a minus 5, and now it equals to minus 13, just to make it a little bit tougher against some matchups. Like you can technically get perfect electrocuted now against Mishimas, technically. Also against characters like Reina and Paul, characters with 13 frame engagers, it's a little bit scary. Or maybe characters with 13 frame punishes, it is a little bit scary. I honestly don't know if I should keep it as -13 or make it -14. I couldn't decide which one I should make it. I ended up on -5, so -13. But honestly, it could be -14 because, you know, it's really good. It has a charged version as well. You know, it's just really good. I don't know. I don't know which one is better. Maybe I'll leave that to you to decide. But the second thing, did I also change this? Did I forget to oh my god, I forgot to change this again. Hold on. Give me 1 second. All right, there we go. Down back 3. So I set this move from -11 to -12. Now, honestly, down back 3, like from -11 to -12, it doesn't change that much. You know, it goes from -19 to -20 without heat, and it goes from -15 to -16 with Heaven Earth parry. But I'm just making sure everyone can launch punish this. Which character you are, you should be able to launch punish down back 3. Maybe, like, I think Lily has a 16 frame launcher while sending 2. I may be wrong, but she can still up forward 4 for a 15 frame launcher. But if she doesn't do that, you know, she can still do a Wasening 2, which is, I think, 16 frames. I may be wrong, but you can still do a 16 frame move and launcher. Also, Reina can full crouch 3. I think that move is 20 frames as well. She can also do that. You can punish with 20 frames, but it honestly doesn't matter that much. You know, you can still launch punish with 15 frames, even with Heaven Earth parry. If it was -11, with Heaven Earth parry, this move is -12. So here, let's make Lidia block all and then punish, and she's gonna do a Wasening 2. Which is 15 frames, and if I do this, even if I hold up, she's gonna parry it. And now that this move is actually -12, it is, you know, it is impossible for Lidia to now launch it unless she's late. But that's a different topic. But yeah, it doesn't matter that much, but I just made it so everyone can launch punish this move. Also, down for 3. I made this move go from -8 to -6 on block. Now, the reason why I did this is, you know, the point of down back 3 or down for 3 is you would, like, the opponent would try to, you know, either, hold on, do this. The opponent would either try to, like, hit after the second hit, you know. You would do down for 3s, and then they try to get their turn back with the -8. They try to do something, you just continue, and then you get a follow up, right? Or maybe like you're in a combo. Let's do this. Maybe you're in a combo, and then you would do like tail spin, down foot 4-3 to wall travel, or maybe you don't even need the tail spin, but you get the idea. Like if you're in a combo, you just do this for wall travel. That's the main use I've seen from Lidia players. Outside of that, I don't know any other purpose of down for 3-4. A really good thing about this move is it actually tracks to Lidia's weak side, which is side step right. You know, as you can see, like she catches pretty good. Like it has really good tracking to the right side. So that's why I wanted to make this move a little bit better to use in the neutral. By instead of making it -8, I changed it to -6, so it is actually more usable in the neutral. You can just throw out this move and you wouldn't completely waste your turn. You can still do something. It's not, you know, it's not amazing. It's not like -2 or something. It's not, you can't like sidestep jabs or anything. It doesn't give you that much freedom. But it doesn't just completely shut you down, shut your offense. Leaves you at -6, comfortable -6. So you can just maybe fish for this and stop your opponent from stepping with a little bit more advantage. I think I've been using down for 3 a little bit in the neutral, and I think it deserves some love. That's why I changed it. All right, so let's talk about the stance entry on hit. Let me import that as well. So I did it, and I did it for every move. As you can see, if I load this, Lidia only goes to... I made it so Lidia can only go to stance if she gets a hit. You know, as you can see, she lands the forward foot 2, or she lands the down foot 2. Like, she lands this, she goes into stance, and if it's on block, she can't do anything. Same with down back 3 and other stuff. I made it on every move, and I'm gonna go over every single one of them because I made some changes for their frames on block as well. Alright, let's go over them. So 1, 2, 2. This move used to be -8 into cat stance, and it's still the same thing. These things are still the same on hits. Like, every move is still the same, like still the usual season 2, except for QCF4, obviously. They're still the same thing, still the same frames on hit, but on block, they're different. This move doesn't go into stance anymore, and you know, it used to be -8 with cat stance, that equals to -16, so you can launch punish this. Because it doesn't go into stance anymore, I decided to buff some of these moves, and I decided to make this move -13. Now, the reason why I made this -13 is, okay, I'm explaining these because I'm gonna give my opinion on if Lidia should have or should not have stances on hit, or only on hit. But I'm telling the frame changes right now because, like, let's say hypothetically Lidia only goes to stance on hit. Then if so, I would want these frames for these moves if she goes into these stances. This is not like I'm not saying I want or don't want Lidia to go in the stance right now. I'm gonna explain that later. But theoretically, if Lidia only goes to stance if she, you know, if only on hit, then I would want these frames to happen. 1 to 2. -13. The reason why I made this -13 is, like, this move is basically a flash punch combo, but it doesn't delay. You know, flash punch combo that instead of knocks down, it goes into stance, but without the delay. You know, it used to be a little bit more gimmicky with the stance entry, and you know, you could go into heaven and earth from 1 to 2 if they block it. You could go into this and, you know, block their launch punish attempt with the heaven and earth. But now that it doesn't do that anymore, it's, if I left at -16, it would just be flash punch combo, but worse, because it doesn't knock down, it doesn't wall splat or anything. I made this -13. You can't delay it. Like, you can't delay the last hit. You can't hit confirm it. Maybe you can with like, if you see the first hit connect, like if you have god, like, actually hit confirm abilities, maybe you can hit confirm it. But this is a non-delayable flash punch combo, and I think it deserves some safer frames because, like, you basically have to commit to it. That's why I gave it -13. Maybe it could be -14, who knows, but I gave it -13. Next up is 2-2. Same thing on hit, but I changed it from -12 to -11. Honestly, this move can also stay at -12. I don't mind it. -12, -11, it doesn't change that much, but yeah, it doesn't go into stance anymore. 3+4. Now, I gave this move some love, and normally it used to be -8, 0 into stance, and it used to be that, but I gave it +4 because nobody that I know uses 3+4. It's a pretty slow move, so I gave it some love and gave some 3+4 buffs. It's now +4 on block. Down forward 4, same stuff. He doesn't go, or she doesn't go into stance, and instead of -8, I made this -6. I don't know. I think it would be more fitting if if down forward 2 would be a little bit safer, because maybe it doesn't change that much, but you know, since there is no counterplay to it, I feel like it deserves to be just a little bit better. Down back 3. This is the same thing as the non only stance on hit version. So previous version it was -12 and it went to stance. Now just flat -20. So it doesn't matter if she's in heat or not, because she can't go into Evan Nerf. You can just -20 punish whatever you want. So that's great. Same with Red Poppy. The last hit is -13. It was -5, and it like -5 equals to -13 basically, and it's the same thing for this. As you can see, -12, -12, -13. Also, the charge, I couldn't change the frame for the charge. It is -1 right now. I would probably make it like +3, +4, but I couldn't change it. I couldn't make both this move -13 and this move like plus on block. So yeah, it's now -1. Up forward 4 is -13. Now, I would kind of prefer if she did the second hit, like, you know, like this. She would do the second hit and then go into neutral. But just like the Heaven Earth, or just like the Heat Smash, there is not an animation where she does the second hit and then goes to neutral. There's only one animation which goes into cat stance. So I just made it so like she only does the one hit, and it's -13 now. Forward foot 2 and running 2. So these were +5, and if you do like +5 and hold back, that equals to -3. And same thing here, it's -3. Maybe I could make it better. I don't know. I honestly think this is fine. I mean, you're already gonna spam forward foot 2 anyway, so it doesn't matter if it's plus or minus. You're gonna spam it anyway, so I might as well make it minus so it doesn't get annoying. Oh god, I also did changes to running 1 and 1+2 as well. I forgot to show you 1+2, but yeah, it works on 1+2 as well. And same with running 1. I'm not holding back here. +6, it was +6 without heat as well, like +6 on block. Same thing. Even with heat, +6, and if she goes into stance, boop, we get a Heaven Earth. So same stuff with running 1. Horse 1, next move is this is going to be, it used to be +1, which equals to -7, and now it's -4. It's a high homing that's power crush, so it is pretty good. I think it's nice to make it, maybe it would even be fine to make it like -6, -7, but I kept it out at -4 so you can move around a little bit and maybe do something. But yeah, horse 4. All right, this move, it used to be +8 into stance. Now it's +4. Guys, +8 is so much. Okay, we saw with 5 Fox Fury with +11, it's ridiculous. It's so much. +8 is just so much. So that's why I wanted to make this less plus on block. That's why also same with horse 3 +4. Like both this move and this move used to be +8 that went into stance, wolf stance, but I changed them, both of them, to be +4. So we have a 20 frame mid and a 20 frame high homing. They're both +4 on block. So that's cool. Let's go. Next up is going to be cat 4. Same thing here. -14. It used to be -6, so it's now -14. And it goes into cat on hit or wolf on hit. Same deal. And same with 1+2, cat 1+2. It used to be -9 actually, or plus. It used to be -1, which equals to -9. And I changed it to -8. It doesn't really matter, but it just makes me happier. All right, now let me yap like crazy about if I want Lidia to go into stance only on hit or not. I talked about this in the Discord, and I think the short answer is no. I still want Lidia to go into stance on block. Because, okay, if you think that, oh, there's so much 50-50 on block with Lidia, like she goes into down for 2 or like forward for 2, or like she goes into this or like this, there's so much 50-50. There's actually not. Because according to the Lidia matchup, it is not possible. If on block Lidia goes into stance, cat stance that is, you can option select with sidestep right duck. And same thing for say like horse 1, you can just down jab or jab to basically interrupt everything. Even if she decides to go into have her nerf, you can down jab to option select everything. You can grab her to option select everything. And with forward foot 2, the only option that loses to sidestep right duck is horse 3. Like if Lidia does, let's say Lidia decides to do something like horse 1, horse 2, horse 1+2. You can just sidestep right duck everything. Hold on, there you go. Sidestep right duck everything. Sidestep right duck. Sidestep right duck. You can just option select everything except for horse 3. If she decides to do oh god, if she decides to do horse 3, this is the only option that, you know, she's winning if we decide to do sidestep right duck. And against this we can do like, I don't know, down forward 1 or like jab or anything. We can even power crush. So the forward foot 2 on block isn't really great. It's not pure 50-50, because most of the stuff loses to down jab or sidestep right duck. If she decides to like say forward foot 3 1, oh god, forward foot 2 1, and then we down jab it, we can actually launch her. So it's like, it's not really pure 50-50. Like, you're not guessing for the high, mid, low, or like jump, or like power crush, whatever, heaven and earth. You're not guessing for that. You're guessing for, is she gonna do literally anything else, or horse 3? That's basically it. So it's not threatening at all. And like I said, same with down for 2 on block. If she decides to do like anything on block, we can, the only thing that catches sidestep right is cat 4, and you know, we can just sidestep right duck, and that for some reason avoids it, and you can just launch it. So on block, it's not a threat. Lidia's not a threat that much. So if you're thinking, oh, Lidia's too much trouble on block, then that's not really true. She's not that bad to deal with on block. The reason why I still want stance on hit is that's basically the whole playstyle of Lidia in my eyes. Like in season 2 at least, maybe not in Tekken 7. And I think most Tekken 7 enjoyers want this change, you know, go back to the old days where, you know, this used to be the stuff, like forward foot 2 used to only go into stance on hit. But that's not the thing with Lidia. The thing with Lidia is heaven and earth. Like, heaven and earth affects things so much. And your whole idea is going to heaven and earth. And you know, everything we've built upon, like everything we've learned, you know, stuff like 2-2 on block into heaven and earth, that's no longer a thing. You know, stuff like this isn't a thing anymore. You can't, you know, maybe you can call it gimmick, and you don't want this gimmick. You know, hop kick into heaven and earth. It's not a thing anymore. It's not a gimmick. Same stuff with like, you know, this. The gimmick's not a thing, but also I feel like she will struggle very much starting her offense. For example, the idea of horse 1 wouldn't really work if Lidia didn't go into horse from block. Then, you know, the idea of this move being a power crush high wouldn't really matter, because you wouldn't get opponents trying to press into horse 1 if they're on hit, you know. Unless you're playing against the lunatic, you wouldn't really press into this. Or unless you're trying to like sidestep, which you really shouldn't, because she's plus 15. Like, it's pretty scary. So I feel like the power crush property of horse 1 would just disappear, and like you can't go into wolf. You realistically cannot go into wolf at all. Your only option is just going into horse manual and then trying to catch your opponent and then going into wolf, because like forward foot 2, most people are going to, you know, hold back, and you're just left with this. You're just left with a -4. And, you know, the main goal of Lidia is stacking up heaven and earth, either with parries or, you know, going into stance on block, you know, going into like forward. Am I gonna do, you know, forward foot 2 heaven and earth, or like, let's do this, like, am I gonna do forward foot 2 heaven and earth, or like forward foot 2 1 into heaven and earth, or like, you know, stuff like that. Or, you know, you've seen those flowcharts, like, I don't know, horse 1 wolf 1, you know, forward foot 2 horse 1 wolf 1, this wolf horse 1, and then wolf 1, which goes into heaven and earth, stuff like that. That just doesn't work, because if they block anything at all, like block the forward foot 2, block this, or like block this, you can't really start your offense. And the idea of this charge wouldn't really work, because, you know, even if it's something like this, if you charge it on hits, you can't start your offense with the wolf stance. I feel like it makes her so janky and so hard to play. Even if you think about the season 2 stuff going on, which heavily focuses on stance pressure, you know, going from stance to stance, especially characters like Lars or Anna, where they just go into stance and start their offense like that. I feel like it's going to be pretty difficult for Lidia to start anything. And stuff like you know, stuff like this, or stuff like this, or just the heaven and earth parry overall doesn't really have a purpose unless you're going into, you know, manual stance, which is what I've been doing actually. If you've seen my gameplay, you know sometimes I just go into like this and this for a heaven and earth parry, a possible parry into a, you know, mix up, but most players don't play like that. I'm probably the only person that goes for it. So unless you're literally going like this, or like manual stance transition, there's really no way you're using your stance moves. And because Tekken 8 Lidia focuses on going into stances much more than Tekken 7 Lidia because of heaven and earth, I think it wouldn't fit right to the game. It would be good in Tekken 7, which we saw, but I don't think it would be good in Tekken 8. Just the current state of the game if we make this change, like this stance only on hit change to literally like 90% of the roster, maybe keep 1 or 2 characters, sure, we can put this in, but I just feel like this doesn't fit right. This doesn't feel right towards the game, not towards the character, but maybe towards the character as well, because you know, like I said, she focuses on going to Heaven and Earth way more. It doesn't really fit the game, the theme, that much. That's why I think it's better to stay as current Lidia, which I'm loading right now from Moveset Extractor. I think it's better to keep it like this, so you know, she has more potential to go into Heaven and Earth, which is her deal. You know, you need to go into Heaven and Earth to build up your stacks, and then you unlock Super Saiyan, and then you do crazy stuff. That's basically the whole deal with Lidia right now. And maybe if she didn't rely on Heaven and Earth that much, we might have it. We might prefer it to be, you know, to be like this, or not like this. But like I said, I think it will slow her down on a already very fast game. We already know how, you know, aggressive Tekken 8 already is, and slowly, and it mostly relies on stance pressure and stance rush down. So if we make a character that doesn't belong to this game, nobody's gonna play it. People are starting to play her less and less, and nobody even plays Lidia. Nobody really plays Lidia, and people will just not care about the character because she's not, you know, she wouldn't play Tekken 8. She would just play Tekken 7, and she would just die against the already stance rushdown characters, already top tier characters. I think it's better for Lidia to stay like this, and even though some of you guys that don't know the matchup are having trouble against the stuff on block, but fear not, it's really not that bad. If you can just get this motion down, sidestep right duck, she's not a 50-50 character. She's just another character that relies on stances, and she will sometimes get, you know, she will sometimes hit you with horse 3, and you can just jab her to float. And oh, actually, okay, this is making the game, or this is making the video even longer, but I'm gonna show you some combo comparisons. I did combos. I did a basic combo that reached the wall in Urban Square, with and without the nerfs. I did 4 routes. Here are them on the screen. So the basic route that we're gonna follow that reaches the wall is going to be, if I can show you if this stage loads. Okay, so the combo we're gonna do is going to be this. Oh wow, what is this? What is going on? All right, that's the combo we're gonna do. Wall sitting 2, running 2, jab, jab, and then double blue spark, blossom, and then heat burst. So this is the combo we're gonna do. And from here, I did 4 routes, and here are them on the screen. First one is red poppy into blossom. Second one is up forward 4, heaven earth 1, down 1 +2. The third one is forward 4 3, and up forward 4, heaven earth 1, down 1 +2. Off the forward 4 3 with the Re-Splat. I did 1 +2, up forward 4, heaven earth 1, down 1 +2. Also, I did some janky stuff with 1 +2, back 4, up forward 4, heaven earth 1, down 1 +2. I'm gonna probably put them side by side in terms of damage, and you're gonna see the damage difference with and without the nerfs. Alright, I think that's gonna be all for this video. I've been talking for a long time. This is gonna be it. And just to be clear, I'm not saying this should be the definitive solution to make season 3 Lidia better. This is just my opinion, according to my playstyle and my experience. Of course, your opinion can differ, and that's totally normal. I'm just here to make my statement, so please don't take it too seriously. And if you agree and disagree about these changes, so I've been talking for a long time now, and I think this is gonna be it for this video. Just to make sure before I end off the video, this is just my personal opinion. This is not a definitive solution to make season 3 Lidia like the best way to make Lidia. This is just my personal view for the character and my personal opinion on what should be changed. If your opinions differ, that's totally normal. It's completely understandable. And if you agree or disagree with something I said, please drop down the comments. I would love to see what you think about what should be done or what you expect them to do. I would love to hear and maybe have a little conversation in the end. Please don't take anything seriously. It's just a game, and also it's just my prediction. It's nothing official yet. So thank you so much for watching. Wow, you've been here for like an hour and a half. I appreciate it. Almost a hour and a half. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in season 3, I guess. Take care. Bye.